Hi everyone. Our today's topic is measures for selecting the best split. Okay, measures for selecting the best split. If we have an attribute, that attribute has many values. Okay, that attribute has many objects or values. So, which value is best at which point we are going to start this splitting. Here we are going to measure in this class. Okay, or you may call this particular topic measures for selecting the best split is also called as attribute selection criteria. But it is here in real time a data set may has multiple number of attributes. So among these multiple number of attributes, which attribute is going to choose first, then second, then third, like that, to construct a decision tree. Okay, so this is the second name of this attribute selection criteria to construct a decision tree or to construct a model based on given training data set. Or you may call this one as node impurity measures. Now we are going to calculate the impurity measures at a particular node, right? So this is our today's concept. Today's concept is attribute selection criteria. Okay, among the multiple number of attributes, which one is best attribute as a root node, after that internal node, okay, to construct a particular tree or to construct a model. That is the concept here. For this, first of all, an attribute selection measure is a heuristic for selecting the splitting criteria that best separates the given data partition D of a class labeled training tuples into individual classes. For example, if we have a data set, the data set is training data set. The training data set is represented by using D. Assume, okay, we have a training data set. Okay, I'll show you one example. Now our concept is related to, for example, here we have one data set. Assume this particular table of data is called one of the data set. Okay, this data set is having multiple number of attributes, isn't it? One is age, one is income, second one is student, and the fourth one is credit rating, and final one is a class. This class has some class labels. This is a by say computer or not. Okay, so except for this class, I mean by say computer class, for remaining four we are going to choose which one is the first, which one we are going to make it as root node, either age, income, student, or credit rating. Here we are having four individual independent attributes in this particular data set, isn't it? Okay, now this concept is about selection of the attribute, which one is going to take as root node among these four attributes, that is age, income, student, or credit rating. Okay, if that is one attribute, suppose assume this is income attribute. Okay, what is the second node you are going to choose at this from this part? So like that, this kind of selection, this kind of process is called a attribute selection. Attribute selection, right? So this is a data set. This total data set is represented by using what kind of data set it is? It is a training data set. Why? Because this by say computer class has the class labels, complete class labels, isn't it? So that's why this is called a training data set. This training data set is represented by using D. Clear? Right. Now there is a data set D, okay, with n number of training tuples, and these can be divided into a individual classes, whether that particular person buys a computer or not. Here we are going to separate those n number of tuples into individual classes. Okay, and this attribute, which attribute? The selected attribute, suppose the selected attribute having the best score, okay, after calculating, then that particular attribute is, okay, is going to a splitting attribute for the given tuple. Okay, which attribute gives the best score among the, okay, given number of attributes? That particular attribute is going to split in the next level. Okay, and if the splitting attribute is a continuous valued, or if we are restricted to a binary trees, then respectively either a split point or a splitting subset must also be determined as a part of the splitting criteria. Suppose if we have some continuous values table, kind of attribute, then for this kind of attributes also we are going to measure the splitting criteria. Okay, there are there are three attribute selection measures are there. How many types of attribute measures are there? Three types of attribute measures. These three types of attribute measures are also called as measures of impurity. Measures of impurity at a particular node to determine the best split. Directly you can call, there are three attribute selection measures are there, or these are the three measures for impurity which determines the best split. Okay, let us see what are the three measures for the attribute selection criteria. First one is information gain, second one is gain ratio, third one is Gini index. These are the best measures for a attribute selection, right? Let us discuss one by one in next slides. What is the first one? First one is a information gain. Okay, now we are going to here we are going to learn about information gain now, right? Information gain. This information gain measure can be used in either ID3 or C4.5 algorithms, right? This is suitable for this kind of algorithms. So in information gain, first of all, select the attributes with the highest information gain. Okay, so first of all, you would calculate the information gain for each and every attribute, Then, okay, which attribute got the highest information gain? Which attribute got the highest information gain? That is the best attribute. Select that kind of attribute here. Okay, this is actually the conclusion of this particular information gain, right? For example, let Pi be the probability Okay, let Pi be the probability belongs to a D. D in the sense data set. Suppose there is a data set D. Okay, this D has class labels. This D has class labels. Class label 1, class label 2. Class label 1 is yes, class label 2 is assume it is a no. Okay, yes or no. These are the two class labels under the data set. Now we are going to calculate first the probability of yes class labels under the data set, the probability of no class labels under the data set. Now we are going to calculate the probability of S class labels, probability of no class label. Okay, so for that, first of all, we are having one equation. This equation is called entropy equation. Okay, entropy. Entropy equation. Entropy is represented by using I, capital I. Okay, entropy. And this is also called as expected information formula. This entropy formula for total table, which means total data set, whichever we have. Entropy is calculated on the total data set, whatever we have, right? What is the formula for this entropy? Entropy or information gain of D. Information gain of D. You may call information gain of D in the sense total data set, isn't it? Information gain of D equal to minus sigma I equal to 1 to M into P of probability of I, okay, into log base 2 into probability of I. Log base 2 into probability of I. Okay, let us see how to calculate the entropy, right? I'll show you the example now. So assume here we have one, this is the one of the example. In this example, this is a data set, total data set. As we know that this is a total, okay, data set, this table. Clear? This total data set has, okay, 14 number of records. How many number of records are there with you within this table? 14 number of records are there. Okay. So out of these number of 14 records, okay, how many records are labeled with yes? How many records are labeled with no? Okay, how many records are labeled with yes? How many records are labeled with no? The labeled with yes, the records labeled with yes are 9. Okay. The labeled records with S is 9, and the records labeled with no are 5. Okay, these are the class label 1 yes, this is the class label 2 no. Okay, C1 and C2. C1 and C2 are the yes or no, isn't it? C1, C2, or you may say that this is representing yes and this is representing no class label, isn't it? So this is about total table tuples information. Okay, within this data set, here we are having 14 number of tuples or 14 number of records, total 14 number of records are there with us. Within this, 9 number of records are labeled with yes. 5 number of records are labeled with no. Now we are going to calculate the probability of S and probability of no. Probability of S and probability of no within this data set. Okay, for this, here we have, see, information of D equal to, okay, information of D equal to, okay, you may say that I, it's a entropy of 9 comma 5, 9 number of S S class labels, 5 number of no class label. Entropy of 9 comma 5, you can write like this also. Information of data set equal to entropy of 9 comma 5, that equal to see pi by probability of S by total number of records, which means 14 records, 9 by 14 log base to 9 by 14. Okay, minus sigma of pi into log base to pi, isn't it? So first pi is a probability of S by total number of records, of tuples. So this is also same, and minus again minus probability of no records by total number of records, log base to probability of no records by total number of records. Okay, then this is 0.940. 0.940. Okay, this is the value substituted within the information gain of D. Okay, so this substitution you may represent with I of 9 comma 5. Clear? This is the calculation of entropy. Calculation of entropy or probability of total data set. Or this is also called as information gain for data set. Information gain for data set, that is 0.940. Clear? And coming to the second formula, what is the second formula we have? Here we have information needed to classify D. Okay, now here we are going to calculate the information gain for a particular attribute. Okay, individual attribute. Here we have 4 number of attributes, isn't it? Within the table: age, income, a credit rating, and one more something is there. Okay, 4 number of attributes are there with us. Here you need to calculate, you need to select one attribute, and you should implement that attribute values within this formula. Okay, information gain for single attribute. This is the information gain for total table data set, but this is only information gain for a single attribute. Now we are going to calculate the information gain for single attribute. Okay, that is j equal to 1, sigma j equal to 1 to b into a correspondence dj by d into I in the sense entropy of dj. Okay, so like that, let us see what is these values within the table. So now I'm going to calculate the information gain for age. Which attribute I have selected first? I have selected this age attribute. Okay, now I'm going to calculate information gain for a age attribute, that equal to 5 by 14. What is 5 here and what is 14? 4 by 14 and 5 by 14. So what are all these? Actually, our age is represented in this table, okay, by using like this, which means less than or equal to 30, 31 to 40, greater than or equal to 40. Okay, these are the 3 different data objects which is used under a age, which is used under the age attribute. These can be represented in this table. Okay, for example, the age is less than or equal to 30, actually the total number of the total number of records under age equal to less than or equal to 30 is 5 records. Okay, under this 5 records, 2 records are yes, 3 records are no. Let us check how many records are there under age is less than 30. This is 1, less than 30, less than or equal to 30. This is 2, second record, less than or equal to 30. This is third record, fourth record, and fifth record. These are the 5 records under the age is less than or equal to 30. Among these five, let us check how many class labels are there with yes, how many class labels are there with no. Okay, let us check first two records. This is no, and this is also no, two no's, and for this also no, three no's. Okay, three no class labels. Is it correct? Yes. And next one is more two. One is less than or equal to 2. This is S, and this one is also S. Okay, two number of S class labels are there. Is it correct? Yes. Okay, here we have two number of records with class label S, three number of records with the class label no. Total 5 number of records are there under age 30. Okay, less than or equal to 30. So now see how many records are there less than or equal to 30 total? 5. 5 number of records are there. 5 by 14. 14 are the total records of DS data set. Okay, 5 by 14 into I of 2 comma 3. 2 is a yes, 3 is a no, plus. So if you will take age is 30 to 40, 30 to 40. How many yes records are there? How many no records are there? Yes records are 4, no records are 0. Okay, you may say that this particular node is called a pure node. Okay, you can represent this is a child node or external node. Okay, from this we can't go for any kind of further splittings. This is a pure node, it's not an impure node. Now we are going to find out in this concept, we are going to find out the best impure node. Okay, okay, if you'll take this one is, what is the total? Total is 4 plus 0. 4 plus 0 in the sense 4. 4 by total number of these are 14. 4 by 14 into I of 4 comma 0. And after that, the tuples which means records, the age is greater than 40. The age is greater than 40 are 3 plus 2, 5. 5 by 14, 5 by 14 into I of 3 comma 2. What is this I of 3 comma 2? So if it is entropy of 9 comma 5, how the formula is substituted for this entropy of 9 comma 5? Okay, in the same manner here we are going to substitute this kind of formula, entropy formula, at these three places. Let us see. This is the 5.5 by 14 into okay, minus 2 by 5 log base 2, 2 by 5, minus 2 by 5 log base 2, 2 by 5, 2 comma 3 no. So 3 by 5 log base 2, 3 by 5, right? This is first. Second one is 4 by 14 and this one. Third one is this one. Okay, for I of 3 comma 2, I of 3 comma 2 in the sense 3 by 5 log base 2, 3 by 5 minus 2 by 5 log base 2, 2 by 5, isn't it? This is the calculation. Right, if you will calculate this age for information gain for age, then you may get the result of 0.694. What is this one? 0.694. Till now we have calculated two formulas. One is the total data set. One is the total data set information gain. Second one is age attribute information gain value. Okay, total data set information gain value, age attribute information gain value. Then the total gain ratio, the information gain of age equal to info of d minus info age of d. So 0.940 minus 0.694 equal to this is the final gain value for the age. In the same manner, here you are going to calculate the gain for income, gain for student, gain for credit rating. So how many number of attributes we have? Age. For age, we have calculated already. We have seen just now. And for income also, you can substitute the same formula, student, credit rating also. Okay, after calculating all the attributes gains, then check it out which attribute gain is highest. Then check the which attribute gain is highest. Among these four, the age attribute gain is highest. Why? Because it is 0.2, and for income 0.0, and for student 0.1, and for credit rating it's a 0.0. Okay, these are the different gains. These are the gains for different attributes whatever we have in this particular training data set. All right, so now if which attribute has the highest gain ratio, that attribute may select the splitting attribute. Now the age attribute is the for the age attribute we get highest gain ratio, right? So now we are going to choose the age as a root node or first selected attribute among these four attributes, isn't it? Okay, see, okay, this is the age root node, age attribute. This age attribute has three kinds of objects: less than or equal to 30, 30 to 40, greater than or equal to 40. So this is the called splitting. This is the data are splitting in between these three values. But here no need to consider this particular 30 to 40 age. Why? Because all the class labels under this particular 30 to 40 age is belongs to a single class. So this is called a leaf node. Why? Because it's a pure node. Okay, S's are 4, no's are 0. No? If 1 0 you got at the particular node, then that particular node is represented as leaf node or pure node. You can say that pure node or leaf node or external node. So here this you can make this particular node is a what a leaf node or external node, isn't it? So here we are not going to apply the formula for this node. Why? Because this is already leaf node. Now we are going to check again the gain of information gain for this less than or equal to 30 as well as greater than 40. The same process, suppose this is a total data set under the less than or equal to 30. This is the total data set for the greater than 40. Now, okay, for this data set, apply the same three formulas: entropy, information information gain, after that the total overall gain. Okay, and then you can go for a splitting of this particular this particular value. Again, for this also you need to calculate entropy, attribute gain, after the total gain. Then you are going to split the further, you are going to split this table furtherly. Okay, this is the total process. This is the total process for calculating the information gain at each and every node until the construction is completed, which means decision tree construction is completed. Thank you.